Coming up on the Angus Report, the impact of quality premiums in today's market environment.
The GIPSA debate returns and livestock organizations weigh in.
How small is too small when it comes to calf size and birth weight?
Lessons on adding value from feeders and a competition that's unique to Denver, the Pin and Carload Show at the National Western.
This is the Angus Report. Hello and welcome to the Angus Report. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers. We hope your family had a wonderful Christmas and you're looking forward to the new year.
Our top news this week. Cattle market adjustments in 2016 have caused much concern for cattlemen and industry analysts over where the industry is headed in the coming year. One safeguard against swings in the commodity market has been and continues to be premiums paid for quality. Through the third quarter of 2016, carcass cutout values showed a $35 per hundredweight advantage for prime over select. Certified Angus Beef Vice President Mark McCulley says the quality impact bears stronger weight in today's market environment, and an eye toward end product merit will continue to serve as an advantage.
One of the big things we've seen in the quality market as it relates to grids is as cattle prices have come from, say, $1.60 down to $1, the impact of the quality premiums have gotten far more significant. They're a bigger percent of the total animal value today. But at the same time, as we look at all grids and premiums are typically paid on some sort of your value, your cattle's value relative to plant averages. So as plant averages have gone up, it's important for cattlemen to understand that they need to be keeping up with that pace, because what was maybe premium cattle 5 and 10 years ago today might be just average cattle. And so being able to make sure that they're aware of where the trend is and keeping their herd in line to make sure they're able to garner those premiums on the top end.
In the waning hours of the current USDA administration, controversial rules have resurfaced from the Federal Grain Inspection, Packers and Stockyards Administration, or GIPSA. Similar to proposals issued in 2010, the language outlines changes to the Packers and Stockyards Act of 1921. What the USDA believes will offer protections to restore market fairness and reduce the burden of those seeking justice under the Act. However, many organizations have voiced concern over how the requirements will impact the nation's livestock producers. According to the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, the provisions would drastically limit the way producers market cattle and would open the floodgates to baseless litigation. Included in the GIPSA language is an interim final rule on competitive injury, which the National Pork Producers Council says broadens the scope of the act related to the use of unfair, unjustly discriminatory, or deceptive practices, and undue or unreasonable preferences or advantages. Also included are 2 proposed rules to address undue preference and the poultry grower ranking system. The changes are subject to a 60-day public comment period, extending the final fate into the Trump administration. Visit gipsa.usda.gov to access the proposed requirements. There's no one-size-fits-all in the cattle business, and that's true when it comes to selecting for calving ease and birth weight too, says University of Illinois animal scientist Dan Scheich. In the Angus breed, expected progeny differences for weaning and yearling weight have experienced steady increase since the 1980s. Also, birth weight peaked in the mid-1990s and has gone down since. Scheich advises producers to keep their sights on calving ease direct and tailoring those values to their specific herd needs.
Historically, our emphasis has been on selecting for lower birth weight, and more recently we have moved to selection for actual calving ease, which birth weight is an indicator trait of calving ease. So that progression has been good. In selecting for calving ease, we have still reduced birth weight, and we've also potentially shortened gestation length. And so the question has started to come up amongst seed stock producers and their commercial customers: what is too far? What is too light? Not all situations need to place the same emphasis on calving ease. If you are in an area where you're not having trouble with heavy birth weights and you're not having calving problems and they're coming early and they're coming light, you can have a wider range of bulls to select from if you back off a little bit on your calving ease.
The National Western Angus Bull Sale in Denver, Colorado is the non-official start to the upcoming bull sale season. Cattlemen of all types have been studying pedigrees and EPDs in anticipation of purchasing that next herd sire. The only sale managed by the American Angus Association, the National Western Bull Sale, will feature more than 50 lots of elite Angus genetics, showcasing the best of the best for breeding programs across the country. Sale Manager David Gazda shares what's planned for this year's sale.
This year, as in the past, we've got bulls that fit a lot of different breeding scenarios from some of the top breeding programs throughout the country. Those breeders come to Denver first and foremost to bring a high-quality animal that represents their breeding program, and more importantly, will add value to that of the potential or new buyer. We're going to have a new venue, and we're going to add some additional events with the bull sale and the Foundation Heifer Package. We'll offer some elite heifer pregnancies and some other items to benefit the foundation, as well as have some live entertainment at the conclusion of the event there in the show ring.
Of course, we hope you'll join us Wednesday, January 11th in the historic Stadium Arena in Denver. Visit angus.org to learn more. And we go now to Jenna McCrell with a look at what you need to know this week in the Angus business.
We hope you'll join the American Angus Association for a new episode of I Am Angus this Thursday, December 29th at 9 p.m. Central Time on RFD TV. Our popular documentary series travels to farms and ranches across the country to celebrate the ranching way of life. We'll meet families and individuals who share their stories of the Angus breed, from expansive ranches out west to the quiet pastures of the Great Plains and Midwest. Join us at 9 p.m. Central this Thursday for I Am Angus on RFD TV. And mark your calendar for another episode on Monday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. Central Time as I Am Angus travels to the National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado. The Young Cattlemen's Conference, hosted each year by the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, is a premier educational experience for up-and-coming leaders in the beef cattle business. The Angus Foundation is proud to sponsor one Angus breeder for YCC each year, and applications are available online. While on the YCC tour, participants experience all levels of the supply chain, from production to marketing to regulatory affairs. The Angus Foundation sponsorship covers travel costs and registration fees for one attendee who must be between the ages of 25 and 50 years old. Visit angusfoundation.org to download an application today, and they must be returned by January 9th. More information is available online at angus.org. And that's what you need to know this week in the Angus business.
When we return, lessons from the Rex Ranch in Nebraska on what they learned by feeding cattle.
Then we feature the Pin and Carload Show at the National Western, a fan favorite in the historic Denver stockyards.
Visit angus.media to continue watching this episode of the Angus Report.
The Angus Report is brought to you by MERCK Animal Health, the makers of Safeguard Cattle Dewormer. Healthy cattle perform better. Add Safeguard, add pounds. Contact your veterinarian or animal health supplier today.
Forward. It's more than a direction. It's mandatory, because the beef business rewards the progressive, the doers, the ones who know what it takes to go easy on cattle and never set them back. So set your eyes on the horizon, turn your back to the wind, and move your herd the only way you know. Forward. Vista Vaccines. Always ahead.
Here we go. Here's the Untitled Project. 9.5. He's got the right down again. 72.5. 72.5. He's up for the yard line. He's 77.5. 67.5. 65. 67. That's old though.
The National Western Angus Bull Sale, an evening of celebrating a century of Angus in the West. Join us Wednesday, January 11th in the historic Stadium Arena. The show's at 8 a.m. The sale begins promptly at 5 p.m. Post-sale live entertainment with Jake Hooker and the Outsiders.
Gretsch Brothers Angus invites you to their bull sale January 7th at the Northeast Georgia Livestock Barn in Athens. We have more than 100 lots of Angus and Sim Angus bulls bred for CAB, calving eves, and maternal merit. Don't miss our 50 head of commercial females, including pairs, bred, and open heifers. We'll see you January 7th at the Livestock Barn in Athens, or bid online at liveauctions.tv. Come ride with the G brand. You'll be glad you did.
Support the Angus Foundation during the National Western Stock Show. 44 Farms offers an elite heifer that comes from the heart of the 44 Farms embryo program. Sired by the record-selling trending 4413 and produced by the proven dam Rita 2H12. She'll be offered as part of a new evening event at the National Western, celebrating a century of Angus in the West. Join us Wednesday, January 11th, starting at 5 p.m. in the historic Stadium Arena, or bid online at liveauctions.tv.
Here's your chance to support the Angus Foundation during the National Western Stock Show. DAMERON Angus offers an outstanding heifer pregnancy that combines one of the industry's most valuable matings, Colburn Primo 5153, one of the hottest show sires of 2016, and the high-income producing dam DAMERON Northern Miss 3114. Place your bids during a new evening event at the National Western celebrating a century of Angus in the West. Join us on Wednesday, January 11th, starting at 5 p.m. in the historic Stadium Arena, or bid online at liveauctions.tv.
We have 4 silencer chutes. Worked out good. We use them every day, and then we just had great luck with them. We have a commercial Angus herd that we're 100% organic, grass-fed. Smoothness and the quietness of it just makes cattle working a pleasure. It's just a very important tool in our arsenal in our ranching business. The simplicity of the chute itself is easy to maintain, very little repair work on any of them, and I just think it's the best chute I've ever had, actually. So.
Weaning time is decision time, but how do you know which Angus heifers to keep and which to sell? GeneMax Advantage from Zoetis. GeneMax Advantage is a genomic test that helps you decide with confidence which heifers will perform, and it pinpoints which bulls complement your herd to maximize dependable genetics. GeneMax Advantage is an easy, affordable test with index scores that deliver smart outlier reporting for customized selection and mating decisions. In challenging times, you need an advantage. GeneMax Advantage. Place your bids in support of the Angus Foundation. Pollard Farms donates a confirmed pregnancy from Henrietta Pride 2512. The April due heifer calf blends VAR Discovery 2240 with PF1P55 Henrietta Pride 2512, an integral part of the Pollard donor herd. She'll be offered during a new evening event at the National Western Stock Show celebrating a century of Angus in the West. Join us Wednesday, January 11th, starting at 5 p.m. in the historic Stadium Arena, or bid online at liveauctions.tv. A favorite time of the year is calving season, but along with that special time are dangers, extra stress, and increased labor. Safety Zone Calf Catchers is all about safety and making processing new calves easier. Designed for ATVs or UTVs, one person can do the job and never be threatened by the protective mother cow. Make this and every calving season safer and easier with Safety Zone Calf Catchers. Watch videos and customer testimonials or order yours today at safetyzonecalfcatchers.com. Immediate shipping available.
Support the Angus Foundation this January in Denver. Express Ranches offers a confirmed heifer pregnancy from XR Princess 7879 that packs a proven pedigree with a championship track record. This January due heifer calf is sired by the national champion Triple Crown winner DAMERON First Class and is out of the daughter of champion female Princess 1012. Place your bids during a new evening event at the National Western, celebrating a century of Angus in the West. Join us Wednesday, January 11th, starting at 5 p.m. in the historic Stadium Arena, or bid online at liveauctions.tv.
Good cattle, good people, a focus on customer service. McCabe Genetics of Elk City, Kansas is proud to offer 200 Angus and 50 Hereford bulls for sale private treaty this fall. Developed under real-world conditions, the bulls are 18 to 24 months of age and ready to go to work. Free delivery and satisfaction guaranteed. McCabe Genetics. Learn more at McCabeGenetics.com or call us at 620-332-4244. That's 620-332-4244.
Purchase an elite female and support the Angus Foundation. During the National Western Stock Show, Vintage Angus Ranch will offer a confirmed heifer pregnancy from VAR Blackbird 3328. Due in February, the heifer calf is sired by VAR Discovery 2240, and the maternal grandam is one of the breed's true power cows. Place your bids during a new evening event at the National Western, celebrating a century of Angus in the West. Join us Wednesday, January 11th, starting at 5 p.m. in the historic Stadium Arena, or bid online at liveauctions.tv.
Beef quality is everyone's responsibility, including yours. That's why the Checkoff-funded Beef Quality Assurance Program is key to your future. BQA, empowering people because you can make a difference, taking responsibility because it's our job, not someone else's, working together because product safety and wholesomeness is everyone's business. Find out more at bqa.org.